Every morning, you wake up and reach for your phone. You tell yourself, just 5 minutes. 5 minutes while you're waiting. 5 minutes before work. 5 minutes before bed. And somehow, those 5 minutes keep multiplying. An hour disappears, then another. But here's the part we don't think about. You're not just losing screen time, you're losing life. Because every minute you spend scrolling is a minute you will never get back. That conversation you didn't have, that book you didn't read, that walk you didn't take, that moment with someone you love when your attention was somewhere else. And the terrifying thing is that your phone doesn't feel like it's taking anything from you. It gives you something. A video, a message, a notification, a little hit of something new. So you keep giving it your time. 5 minutes doesn't feel expensive, but 5 minutes repeated every day becomes hours. Hours become days. Days become years. And one day, you may look back and realize you weren't waiting for life to begin. You were watching it pass. So the question isn't how much time does your phone take from you? The real question is how much of your life are you willing to give it? Because your phone isn't just taking your attention. It may be taking pieces of your life. And you don't get those pieces back. The most dangerous thing about your phone isn't that it distracts you. It's that you barely notice the time disappearing. You open your phone for one reason, maybe to answer a message. Then you see something else. You scroll, another video, another post, another notification. And suddenly, 20 minutes are gone. But 20 minutes doesn't feel like 20 minutes because nothing physically happened. You didn't travel. You didn't build anything. You didn't create a memory. You simply consumed. And that's what makes digital distraction so powerful. It doesn't feel expensive until you calculate the cost. Imagine you spend 2 hours a day on your phone that isn't essential. 2 hours doesn't sound terrifying, but over a year, that's more than 700 hours. That's almost 30 full days. An entire month of your life spent looking at a screen. And that's just 1 year. Now imagine 5 years, 10 years. This isn't about feeling guilty for using technology. Your phone can be useful. It can connect you to people. It can help you learn. It can help you work. The problem is unconscious use, when you aren't choosing to use it, but automatically reaching for it. That's when something changes. Your phone stops being a tool and starts becoming a default behavior. Bored? Phone. Waiting? Phone. Stressed? Phone. Uncomfortable? Phone. And every time you do this, you give away another tiny piece of your attention. The Stoics would have asked a simple question. Is this within my control? You cannot control how many notifications appear. You cannot control what the algorithm shows you, but you can control whether you reach for the screen. That tiny moment between the urge and the action is where your freedom lives. Because your life isn't being stolen in one dramatic moment. It's being exchanged for tiny moments that feel too small to matter. And that's exactly why you need to pay attention. Here's something you may not realize. Every time you check your phone, your brain is learning. Not just what is on the screen, it's learning to expect the screen. You check, and sometimes there's nothing. But sometimes there's a message, a like, a funny video, something unexpected. And that uncertainty is powerful. Because your brain doesn't know which check will produce something interesting. So it keeps checking. It's similar to pulling a lever without knowing what will happen. Maybe nothing. Maybe something you really wanted. And because the reward is unpredictable, the urge can become stronger. But the real problem isn't just the number of times you check. It's what happens to your ability to wait. Waiting used to be a normal part of life. Waiting for a friend, waiting for a bus, waiting for dinner, waiting for an answer. Now we can fill almost every empty second, and your brain starts learning that waiting is something to escape. So boredom feels uncomfortable. Silence feels uncomfortable. Being alone with your thoughts feels uncomfortable. And the phone is always there to rescue you. But every rescue comes with a cost. You become less comfortable with yourself. And slowly, your attention gets fragmented. You start a task, check the phone. Return to the task, check again. You may spend an hour working, but your mind was interrupted 20 times. And eventually, deep focus starts feeling unusually difficult. This is why the phone can steal more than the minutes you spend looking at it. It can steal the minutes after you put it down, because your mind is still waiting for the next interruption. The Stoics would call this a failure of self-governance, not because technology is evil, but because anything that can command your attention without your permission has gained a small piece of your freedom. So the goal isn't to hate your phone. The goal is to make sure you are still the one holding the leash. Because if your hand moves to the phone before you even make the decision, then ask yourself, who is really in control? So, how do you take your attention back? Not by throwing your phone away, not by becoming a digital monk, and not by promising, I'll never check my phone again. Because the problem isn't the device, it's the relationship you have with it. You need to make one change first. Stop checking automatically. Before you reach for your phone, pause. Ask, why? Do I actually need something? Or am I just bored? Am I waiting for something? Am I uncomfortable? Am I trying to escape a thought? That tiny pause creates distance between the impulse and the action. And inside that distance is choice. Start creating small periods where your phone doesn't exist. 10 minutes after waking up. 1 meal without your phone. A walk without scrolling. The last 30 minutes before sleep without the screen. At first, it may feel strange. Your hand may still reach for the phone. Your brain may tell you you're missing something. Let it. You don't have to obey every urge your brain produces. That is the practice. The Stoics didn't believe freedom meant getting everything you wanted. They believed freedom meant not being controlled by your desires. And that idea matters today more than ever. Because your phone will always have something new. Another message, another video, another notification, another reason to look. There will never be an end to the next thing. So you have to decide when enough is enough. Because your attention is limited, your time is limited, your life is limited. And once a minute is gone, there is no app in the world that can give it back to you. One day, your phone will be replaced. The notifications will disappear. The feeds will be forgotten. But the moments you gave away will remain gone. So don't ask how much your phone can give you. Ask how much of your life you are willing to give it. Put it down. Look up. Someone may be waiting for your attention. Your life may be waiting for you. And this moment is already passing. Don't spend all of it watching a screen.